Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel, straight from the spirit chair. And thank you so much for being here, joining me today. Thank you to all of my amazing subscribers. I appreciate and love you all. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Perhaps there's something that you resonate with. Perhaps these messages are specifically for you. I always believe that there's always a reason why someone clicks on a video. So stay tuned, and if there's something that you do not resonate with, then that is fine also. My name is Elizabeth. As I said, I am a medium. I'm a divine channeler. I'm a spirit extractor specialist, and I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. And I'm going to be speaking about the divine masculine, if you are on the twin flame journey. However, my work is open to anyone and everyone who I'm guided to read for. So I do private readings, just so you know, one-on-one readings. I do it all over the world. For those who are looking to get in contact with their spiritual team, their angels, their high spiritual guides. I'm also a regular psychic medium where I'm able to speak to loved ones on the other side. And of course, I mentioned about the clearing work. So if you do know somebody who is not specifically on the twin flame path and they're looking for a reading to help guide them in certain areas of their life or all areas of their lives, I'm here. And you can find all that information on my website, theparanormalpriestess.com. And for inquiries regarding readings, you can just contact me on my contact page. I will check in to see if we are a vibrational match, or in other words, it's guided. And then I will let you know through email and we can set it up. So, the divine masculine, for those who are on the twin flame journey, and I have been speaking about this, but there's more that I would like to elaborate on according to some of the things that I've received channel-wise. And I have to say that the divine masculines are in a storm right now. And the title of this video really does make a lot of sense. It's actually a Celtic song that I've heard before. I'm ready for the storm. And this is exactly where the divine masculines are if you are on the twin flame journey, if you are the divine masculine, or if you are divine feminine and you're just looking for an update on the divine masculine to clarify or validate what you're receiving or experiencing. The divine masculines are really entrenched in some heavy-duty darkness right now. And I've talked about this before, and they're really caught up in their own storm. I have some notes here just in case I forget anything, but I have to say that divine masculines are, when we say ready for the storm, the divine masculines are doing the work. They're ready to face it. They're ready to face their fears and face many of the things that are coming back to haunt them. Whether that be betrayal or lies or deceit, or power trips, those who have abused their power positions or have manipulated with power or have exerted their control over a situation, too much control or control over others. All of these types of imbalanced behaviors, self-destructive behaviors, self-sabotaging behaviors, these are now all coming back to truly haunt them, and for them to no longer take these things and, put it in a corner and not look at it or just repress it. They're here now to work through it and to navigate it. So there's a lot of confusion energy, a lot of illusion, confusion energy, fear energy, fear and pain energy. So if you are divine feminine, please understand that your light is really that guiding light that really guides where the divine masculines are taking things. Your light is an inspiration. Your light is helping them to stay strong. Your light is that beacon that's welcoming them home, guiding them home, like a lighthouse, we'll say. And they're really going to need that right now, I have to say. Divine feminines, I know there's a lot of triggering that's happening right now in regards to some of these things that the divine masculines are perhaps putting out there in the world. If you're catching things like social media things, or things that you're possibly finding out in the physical are very triggering. Please know that these lessons of growth, which are hard lessons of growth, are very, very necessary right now. And it really is very crucial for you to step back and to realize that you were once in that place where you were doing very heavy duty emotional work and having to clear the past. And this is what's happening for the divine masculines now in a very conscious way. And they are really reflecting with things and sitting with things, as I've mentioned before in previous videos. And they are facing up with it, but there's still a lot of confusion on what to do, how to do it for them. There's a lot of meditation on, you know, things that they feel very guilty about, things that they've done to you perhaps, turning away from you, going with another, the way they've interacted with people in life, the mistakes that they have made, although we never really make mistakes because they're learning lessons, but there's a lot of guilt energy that's associated with the way they've projected themselves out into the world, and they're judging themselves very harshly for it, and chances are, you know, it's mirroring, and so the divine feminine may be falling out of her alignment and into this place where she's judging the divine masculine, he or she, but the divine feminine is judging the masculine for some of the things that are coming up right now. So it really is in the highest good to rise above the storm of the masculine feminine and really be that earth goddess energy of welcoming your masculine home and being that loving, compassionate, nurturing figure and strong in your power, strong in your service as they are going through this. Their inner demons are really being faced off with, their ego. A lot of themes with manipulation, manipulating people, manipulating people perhaps with money and status, manipulations with sex or control with sex. Excess. I'm getting also a lot of the masculines are also facing that they've perhaps lived a life that has had addictions or excess in there where it was unhealthy for them, whether it be drugs or alcohol or a different sort of addiction like sexual addiction or some even addiction to chaotic energy. And so doing things that are I would say like reckless behavior, tactless, reckless behaviors that, you know, at one point, you know, it seemed they thought that this was them. This is just who they were. This is how I am. And I don't care and all this type of thing. But now this is coming back to haunt them. We're having a lot of karmic actions that are coming back to haunt them. And if they are still with a karmic partner and wrapping that up, and I do say wrapping that up, we're having a lot of those karmic lessons that are being reflected very, very strongly to the divine masculines about the things that do need tying up, finishing up, balancing out. Okay, they are really having the light shine upon these areas of their lives that have been going on for so long. And the divine feminine in her power, which I really do get the divine feminine standing in her power, standing in her service, being out there, really wanting to help people, getting her business together, putting her services out there, fixing up her space, clearing her space, even changing locations and moving and things, which I am, by the way. I'll talk about that as I move forward. But we're having the feminine really doing what she needs to do and allowing that to be a really beautiful distraction in a way from what's going on with the masculine, so that way she can really anchor her light, anchor her power, stay aligned, and that's going to help the connection here a lot, balancing out things. But the divine feminine is certainly holding up that mirror, so to speak, to the divine masculine, showing the divine masculine many of the choices that were made and what the consequences were, and, you know, just to understand, that there's accountability here is really what's coming up, and that justice is now being served for a lot of those actions that were taken that were not in alignment with who the true masculine is. So accountability, justice, and of course we get the transformation or the death or the major changes happening. But the masculines are now in a place of meditating, reflecting, and behind closed doors, and very much hiding and reviewing everything and reassessing everything. And there's a lot of guilt energy that's coming up, and rejection of certain aspects of the self, aspects from the past. And through getting through this pain and being able to understand the source of the pain, and the masculines very natural at coming up with solutions for themselves, they are doing that work where they'll be able to come through this storm, and there's nowhere for them to turn in terms of avoiding now the changes, the very necessary changes that their higher self wants. So that's the good news here. And it's for you, Divine Feminine, to try your best to stay out of any type of panic energy, any type of lower emotions or fear-based thoughts in any way, doubts or fears about what's happening between yourself and your counterpart. Some of that might be mirroring back in your direction that you're picking up on. Please know that it's coming from the other end of things. And it's for you to recognize that and to get yourself back into alignment with your light, where you are very much needed in the world, and people are looking to you. Divine Feminine is now a source of inspiration, is now someone who can offer healing, offer wisdom, and really shine your unconditional light, your love, your light into the world where it's going to benefit others. And they're looking to you as that beautiful goddess figure, asking for advice, asking for readings and healings and all these things. And you're tapping into your gifts very strongly, and wanting to make a difference, or working on making more of a difference, expanding yourself, expanding your work and your mission, making changes there. So that focus in that area of feminine, of being who you're meant to be without getting caught in your masculine storm, is extremely important right now. And I do feel that the Divine Feminine has an easier time really pulling herself back up into her energy again and realigning, whereas the triggers from the past and those types of things, it was a lot more difficult, it was a lot more detrimental, it was a lot more painful. And now, because of all the wonderful healing, the things that you've done, the work that you've done, you're able to readdress yourself, so where you're back into your alignment again after you may fall out temporarily. Nobody's perfect. So just know that we're having a lot of that pain and fear-based energy and guilt and self-judgment and low self-worth and all of those types of things that are coming from the Divine Masculine at this time. Please know that the masculines are they're distancing themselves from the feminine right now, and this is very, very necessary. And again, it's for the feminine to not worry or fear or panic that the masculine is turning away, never to return, and they're choosing someone else, never to return, and all of the scripting. So the advice here is definitely to let go of any types of fear-based scripting that the ego can try to write and replay over and over and over again. It's not going to serve, and it's not the truth. So it's really about just allowing the masculine to be within that mode of being alone time, distancing themselves, being that hermit, being that spiritual seeker, which is the hermit, and for them to really learn these very important lessons with this time that they have. And if they are finishing lessons up, karmic lessons up with an actual karmic person, that it's up to you to understand that this is just necessary again, and really needed as far as preparation goes to get to the next stage of things. So lay low, feminine, and just send your blessings and your compassion energy over to the masculines as they are working through this and facing their inner demons. A lot of emotional highs and lows going on here. They are very much in hiding, afraid to come out and to be seen for who they truly are and to come out vulnerable. So a lot of the masks that the divine masculines have been so, I have to use that word again, entrenched in the masks, attached to them, entrenched in the masks. These masks are being reckoned with, okay, and they are now getting rid of these masks as they heal the past and all the hurt and pain and traumas and projections, everything that has made them believe that the ego's definition of them is true. They are clearing all of these things. So there is definitely a vulnerability here, and the masculines are afraid of now coming out into the world, and they're going to feel very naked and very vulnerable with showing the world sides of them that they have not been used to showing. And they don't know how that's going to be received. They don't know how it's going to be received by family, by friends, by anyone in the world. They're not even sure how they're going to be received by the feminine. There's a questionability right now of if the feminine will still accept them despite everything that has happened between them and everything that they have done even before. Communication with the feminine. And again, a lot of that, the guilt, a lot of the introspection here, and they're really just not sure if the feminines have possibly given up on them or have decided permanently to walk away, and which of course we know that couldn't be the case anyway, because you're always connected. But there are those fears, the fears coming up there for the masculine of whether or not the feminine will still accept them despite everything that they have done, everything that they've said, everything that they're not proud of. Of course, the answer is yes, of course, because the feminine is always there, standing now in her light, standing now in her truth. And with that truth and with that light, how could forgiveness not come out of that? Because if you're in your alignment and you're in your light, you're in your Christ light, your I am that I am, of course forgiveness is something that is easily done when you have unconditional love, because that's what unconditional is. And there's really a deeper understanding now of what unconditional love really means on both ends, for the divine masculines and the divine feminines, because when you go through so much, and there's so much that you feel like you have to pay for and work through and heal from, and all of this, and you come through these obstacles, it really goes to show just how powerful love is, and that love is always there, and that there are no limitations, there are no conditions on it. It really is true love, that the feminine are always there to welcome back the masculine into their arms and say, hey, I understand that it's been really difficult for you, and I love you no matter what. I just want the best for you. I want you to love yourself. I want you to see yourself as I see you. And there's that mirror, putting that mirror up at this time for the masculine to finally be able to see themselves as the divine feminine sees them. But the only way they're going to be able to do that is to reckon with and face off with all of the things that they see about themselves and how they view themselves that are of illusion, all the falseness about it. So Archangel Michael says that the divine masculine are shifting out of paradoxical views, or the contradictions that are going on within them, the contradictions regarding the self. A lot of inner struggle there, the contradictions regarding the connection with the divine feminine and this journey. So all of that, now there's going to be a lot of clarity now that's coming in, that's going to shine a light on all those paradoxes. they're going to understand the trappings of their ego minds, understand how it's not served them, that it's not truth, and how it has not caused them to experience happiness and joy and peace in their lives, and that they were selling themselves short, and it's been very much self-sabotage, and for many self-destruction as well. The lifting of the veils of illusion, we have justice energy coming in. Judgment and injustice. I'm really getting the divine masculines are going to face a lot of judgment here. Owning up to the things that they've done, owning up to the things they've said, the actions that weren't serving. Again, the karmic debts being paid. With justice and with that judgment, it truly is about the clarity and understanding of, well, whatever you put out there comes back, and it's for you to understand the repercussions of your actions. It's for you to understand that everything is energy, and what you put out there you receive, and it's for them to have that wisdom there, so that way they can make those changes. They can specifically then make those changes, adjustments within themselves, and that will, of course, mirror in the physical world. So we're having so much transformation, transition, insight coming in before that transformation and transition can be completed. So that's really what I'm getting, and I don't want to, have this be too long. So I really hope that this was helpful in clarifying some things that are going on here, and to, of course, leave you all with the faith, to have faith, to get rid of any doubts and fears that you may be having, and to really just trust that this journey is moving forward in all the best and highest ways, in ways that you don't need to know. The how, the when, the where, all these different things, the details of this. And I'm really getting the message that it's taking surrender to another level. So if you have been surrendering, it's more like, okay, you've surrendered, but there's actually more surrendering that's going to help out here right now. So you may have thought that you were surrendering, but you were still a little bit attached to things. So I'm going to do the best that you can to surrender the journey, surrender the physical partnership with your twin. I did not say give up. I did not say try to walk away from the journey, all these things in which really cannot be done anyhow. This is to completely give it over to Source, give it over to Mother, Father, God, to your angels, and allow for them to create this beautiful alchemy, this beautiful divine magic, in terms of how things will come together. And understand and trust that the way things will come together may not have been what you have thought in your mind, what you've possibly held on to in the past, or maybe you're still kind of holding on to. It's for you to not hold on to anything at all. That's the physical partnership with your twin, and it's any details related, because things are subject to change, especially with the divine journey. The higher power is always perfect. The divine intelligence is always perfect. So expect miracles, but don't try to dig in and see how those miracles will take place, because that is living in the future and not staying in the now with your 5D connection where it belongs. So that's definitely what I want to leave you all with. You all have been doing an amazing, amazing job with doing your healing work and stepping into your purpose and taking steps with that, and self-care and giving to yourself what you need, to give you happiness and enjoyment and peace every day. And those are the things that I certainly recommend always. And the more that you are within that peace, that's the key. That's the key there to allowing the best things to be able to attract to you in the time that is divine timing. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for those of you who are a part of the Paranormal Priestess family. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be great if you feel guided. And thank you, subscribers. I did get the message that I will be doing videos not only on Sundays, and I will be doing videos that are not only just related to the twin flame journey, but of course anything that's going to help you with your self-growth and your empowerment and being the best version of yourselves is of course helping your twin flame journey anyhow. So stay tuned for that. And I'm really just excited about where this channel is going and where my work is also going as well. So theparanormalpriestess.com. Thank you, everyone. And remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings. See you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.